All right, let's talk about a chorus line, because a chorus line is a really neat story, not just in terms of the musical, but in the way the musical was created. I really love this, and you still find people love doing this to this day, just not to this scale. So, chorus line, directed and choreographed by a gentleman by the name of Michael Bennett, who we haven't talked about individually. He was what a lot of the characters in the musical are, and that is he was just kind of a working dancer on Broadway, minor parts, chorus line bits, and things like that, and decided to kind of get a bunch of people together and try to make a musical about the life of a Broadway performer, a Broadway dancer. So the chorus line, again, you're noticing a theme here, very slim plot, not a lot going on in here in terms of character growth or story arcs or anything like that. The basic story is you have 25 dancers who are answering a cattle call audition, and they are auditioning for 8 jobs in a chorus line for a new musical. Okay. So how this musical came about is it was a workshop performance. And what a workshop performance means is exactly what it sounds like. It's when a bunch of performers in whatever discipline all get together and they just kind of start spitballing ideas and start taking a little bit of here, a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there, and they start building some kind of piece out of it. Performance piece, art piece, theater piece, whatever. In the case of Chorus Line, Michael Bennett gathered together all of these fellow dancers, what they would call Broadway gypsies, pardon the term, of the day, meaning these actors who kind of just went from one show to the next, the day players, and did these workshops or just recorded them telling their stories. Tell the story of your life going to an audition or living as a dancer, living kind of hand to mouth, paycheck to paycheck, always hoping you get the next job, and so forth. And a lot of those people in the workshop ended up in the actual musical. Other things this show did incredibly well, and again, very subversive for the time. One of the things we've always talked about with Broadway musicals is that they're built on spectacle, big sets, big, beautiful sets. Hal Prince was a master of let's get a really expressive set that tells a story. Chorus Line had virtually no set. It had mirrors, like dance hall mirrors. That was the set, and nothing else. It had no real costumes. The actors wore their own clothes, wore the clothes they would wear to an audition. It had no intermission, which was a big thing. Almost every show had an intermission. No star at all. Because again, they're all nameless, faceless chorus members, and that's kind of the other thing that this show does really well. So it's shining the spotlight on these extras, on these background people who are killing themselves, falling over themselves, begging for this role in this musical, and the role that they're begging for is 25th guy to the left in the background. They're not auditioning to be the star of the musical. They're not auditioning to be, the lead. They're auditioning to be that guy. Think about that. Think about that when you watch TV and you see the extras in the background, or you see the poor guy or gal coming up and playing a waiter for 5 lines, and how many auditions they had to go through, how many cattle calls they had to go through to get, those 5 lines, So kind of like Gypsy, we see a show that is shining, I'm not going to say a unflattering light on the life of a performer, but a more realistic light. Again, Broadway had always been this great thing of, oh, Broadway, someday I'm going to be a star on Broadway. Oh, my Lord, the lead twisted her ankle, and now I'm the star of the show. And this great kind of thing, on Broadway, your dreams come true. And this show is saying your dreams can come true, but doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be the star of the show. Some people's dream is just working that next day and then moving on. Um, this show won every prize that the theater could offer. It won the Pulitzer. It won 9 Tony Awards. So it was a huge hit. It is one of the staples of Broadway. We talked about it with Ethel Merman, and there's no business like show business is kind of that unofficial theme of Broadway. But if there was a second one, it would probably be some of the songs from A Chorus Line.